What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to an ESPN discussion all about Victor Wembanyama and the impact he's already having on the league. The crew breaks down his unique size, skill set, and why teams are struggling to figure him out. If you enjoy NBA reaction content like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe.
Chuck and Shaq probably had, they're like, okay, today he's going to be, when you play, he's going to be Stockton, and we're going to do this when you have a guy that's kind of built like Stockton. Oh, okay, tonight he's going to be, this. There's no one you could put on your team to say he's going to be that, and you can mimic what Wembanyama is. So the only time you prepare for him is when you're actually in the game against him because of his unbelievable size, his athleticism, and his ability to score from all areas of the floor.
What do you say, big man, about this big man?
Tonight it was an all-around complete game for me. He shot the jumper. We all know he's a big man to shoot jumpers, but played real physical inside. Was a little bit flimsy for me at times, but got to the foul line.
Famer, Sheffy, we begin with you. Fill us in on this.
Easy buckets. Played an excellent game tonight.
Very similar. I'll let you talk. Very similar to when we played against Shaq.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
You
not 1, 2 back to 1.
Exactly. People 100 times.
Exactly.
But would you like when we played against? We couldn't say, okay. Charles Jones, you be Shaq today. He was on the team.
No lie. We're just 11 days away from Super Bowl 60. Dan
we just
is
had to
going.
wait till we played against him to figure out what to do.
Stanley Roberts.
We didn't have him on.
Stanley Roberts could do what Shaq did. Ernie, to me, he's the key because all them other parts are terrific. Fox, Castle, Harper, Barnes, Keldon Johnson.
We are in a win now mode.
But
he's
the game changer.
Todd Monken.
Like, those other guys are really, really good players. He is like, oh, they got Shaq. They're going to be better than everybody else. Oh, they have Michael Jordan. They have Tim Duncan. Like, there's a lot of
LeBron.
It's a LeBron, Kobe, guys like that. Because all NBA players are good players. But there's very few superstars.
Todd Monken as their next head football coach. So let's react to the Browns.
That's always the difference, especially in a 7-game series. I was reading a couple articles from San Antonio writers today talking about the fact that this team knows that teams come in and regard them as somebody, if they rough them up, they'll be okay. That, they throw the soft word out there. How do you shed that label?
No, they're talking about
Victor.
Trying to rough Victor up. Because you're not roughing up Castle, Joe, Kelvin. You're not roughing those dudes up. So they're talking about the way to kind of negate some of his offensive prowess is to get physical with him. But he's tough-minded. There's a difference between toughness and tough-minded. You could be physical, and Kevin McHale had the greatest line ever. He said he used to play against the Detroit Pistons, and they get physical, and they start fighting, and he says, eventually, we're going to have to play basketball.
Early in the conversation, you can really feel how special they think Wembanyama is. The comparison to players like Shaq makes it sound like he's one of those rare talents you simply can't prepare for. What stood out to me is the idea that teams almost have no choice but to get physical with him because skill alone won't cut it. That already says a lot about the level he's playing at.
And I'm going to kick your ass.
and the thing is, Ernie, that's your only chance against him. If you don't beat him up, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough. If you don't physically try to manhandle Victor, you got no chance. Like, you can't physically manhandle Shaq because he's just too big and strong. The only weakness of Victor's game is holding down the post and the physical. He gets frustrated. You see him, he got mad a few times because they were beating the hell out of him. But in fairness to them, that's our only chance. Like I say, you're not tall enough, you're not athletic enough. So if you don't physically manhandle him, there's nothing you can do.
But the key is when you're playing a guy that size, you cannot be intimidated. I asked Chuck the other day that he watched when they played against Zion. Zion, who's big boned it, was going at him, threw it down on him a few times, and Şengün got him in the post, wasn't intimidated by his size, scored over him a few times. So you definitely have to make him work, and you also have to beat him up to slow him down.
And you beat him up, and he still goes 28-18.
Yep.
In
True.
5 blocks.
Yeah.
So
that's
why he's going to be a great one.
No without question.
Huge win for this team. I mean, considering that
They were home against New Orleans, got beat by the Pelicans the other night.
But that's a young team.
And then to fall behind in this game by double digits and then rally and then win it going away showed me something.
The thing to separate the good teams from the mediocre teams and the bad teams. The bad teams, they get up to play the good teams, and they just play at their level. I think it was Kenny and Shaq. We always talk about the Spurs. They always drove the speed limit. They never slowed down. They never got caught speeding. They played at the speed limit. Bad teams, they all over the damn place. They're like, okay, LeBron's in town. Let's speed up. Oh, the Pelicans in town. Let's just chill. So it goes on and on. But before you can become a good team, you have to play at the same level. And I told you, I think that's what's happening to the Knicks. They haven't understood we got a good team. Now, there's no more sneaking up on anybody. We're going to have to play at a certain level every night. And I think that's one of the reasons they've been inconsistent, because they play the game on talent. They have not developed that mentality where, like, no, we come here to kick y'all ass, which is a great thing when you have that. We're not playing at y'all level. We are the best team.
Here the talk shifts more toward what separates good teams from bad ones, and mentality becomes a big theme. I like the point about playing at the same level every night. That's usually what contenders do. It also sounds like some teams still rely too much on talent instead of discipline, and that inconsistency can really hold a team back from becoming elite.
We're an elite team. We're trying to win the championship.
I think I saw tonight the thing that you guys are saying that's missing for the Rockets, and it's the third scorer. So the Jabari Smiths, like those guys, when they're doubling KD and Şengün is out the game, or Şengün is not having because he's having difficulty against Wemby, that third scorer is what's missing, and that was Van Fleet, even though he was a point guard as well.
Let's take a break from the conversation and bring somebody else into the conversation as we go to Houston. And Victor Wembanyama, kind enough to put the headset on. Victor, how you doing? Ernie Johnson with Chuck, Kenny, and Shaq. I'll assume you're doing okay.
Man, doing good. I mean,
yeah, after 28-16.
Chuck and Shaq probably. We're good.
Yeah, they will show their athleticism is showing, and I think it's helping KD as well. The athleticism around him allows him to operate one-on-one, and I think it inspires him. I don't know if this is true, but I think he has more dunks this year than he's had last year or the last 4 or 5 years. Getting to the rim and dunking the basketball, watching all those young guys punch the ball in, I think gives and revives him. The Rockets, they're tough to beat.
I think Victor Wembanyama got to go back to the Victor Wembanyama at the beginning of the season. He was not shooting all those threes. I look at his stats, and he's back to shooting too many threes. Like when we had him like the first of the year, he was going to the basket a lot more, but his threes are up. And that's what I don't think he nearly is effective, because a guy that talented, if he shoots threes, that's what the defense wants. When he goes in the paint and imposes his will, it's like night and day, and it forces like that right there. Even though he made that shot, he had a little dude guarding him. But when he is aggressive and going to the paint, that changed the entire dynamic of the Spurs team.
Again, that 150-game mark, he's got 333s made, most ever by a 7-footer in this league. There's LeBron James. He's back in Cleveland, and you're going to see it on ESPN.
Overall, this discussion makes it pretty clear that Victor Wembanyama is already changing how teams think about defense. When analysts start saying there's no real way to simulate a player in practice, that usually means you're watching someone truly rare. His mix of size, mobility, and scoring ability creates problems that most teams just aren't built to handle. Another big takeaway is the physical side of the game. Opponents know they have to test him, push him around, and try to frustrate him. But even when that happens, he still puts up huge numbers, which is honestly scary when you remember how young he is. If he keeps getting stronger, that strategy might stop working altogether. The conversation about shot selection was interesting too. When Wembanyama attacks the paint, he completely changes the energy of the Spurs and forces defenses to collapse. Settling for too many threes might make life easier for defenders, but when he plays aggressively inside, he looks almost unstoppable. In the end, it really feels like we're watching the early stages of a future superstar, maybe even one of the faces of the league someday. If this is what he looks like now, imagine a few years from today. Let me know what you think about Wembanyama's potential, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more reactions.